Alright, g'day guys, welcome to the third podcast, Woodford SSC third podcast. Here in my lovely house on a Sunday afternoon. Who says we don't work hard? Because I'll tell you what, we would definitely work hard, never stop. If you talk to my staff, I'm always on the go, always thinking of other ideas, how to get better as a person, how to get better as a coach. With me to my right, I'm guessing, is it left or... I don't know. It's Sunday, I can't think.
Left.
But Jay Lindley. Now, Jay, just give a little bit of background about Jay. Jay is my senior conditioning coach. He's going to be doing more with the big groups when we move across. Met Jay a year ago when I first started this company, and he's been brewing ever since. So he's got an undergrad degree. He's just finishing it. Very smart guy. He was a PTI in the Navy SEALs. Been around the world, done this for 30, 40 years, knows his shit. So I'm very lucky to have guys like him and guys like Elias who can kind of mentor me, who are a bit older. I've only got a young head on me. Saying that though, I am maturing slowly, but I'm getting there. So it's really good to have these old guys. So welcome.
Thanks, mate. That's awesome. Good job.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Now today's topic. Now I know most of you guys want. I get all these emails. Talk about strength. Talk about power. You know. I know I keep whinging on about it, but I kind of wanted to make my first 3 to 4 podcasts on just the industry and where I see it's at. And, you know, I get a lot of questions, I'm sure you do as well, from these young kids coming out of these courses. What they can do and what jobs they can get and how they can kind of, develop in the industry. It's one of those industries, very hard to do. People ask me, how did you become so successful at it? I mean, if you talk to Jay here, it takes time and it doesn't happen overnight. So today I'll be talking about Globo gyms and how they treat personal trainers and how the Biggest Loser has completely fucked the whole industry. And we'll go through bits and pieces. So next few weeks we'll build up. We'll start talking about more neurophysiology, more CNS stuff. I actually finished an interview with the magazine last week. Went really well, and I'll be telling you guys a bit more about that. So yeah, we'll get started with this today. First of all, I just want to say, anyone out there who is becoming a trainer, this is not slagging you off. You've done a Cert 3 and 4. It's got nothing to do with that. I think the change needs to come from the top. And when I say the top, it's got to filter down. So what happens is, the guys doing the courses, they need to start higher level learning. It's not good enough anymore what they're doing, and I think the buck stops with them. So that's the first thing. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about.
I think it's also important to remember that once you've done a Cert 4, that's your entry level. Yep. That's not the finish of your education. That's your start.
Yep.
That's where you need to look for someone to mentor you, to build it up so that you can develop every day.
I mean, I think that brings on to a really good point, and I'll just explain to you guys out there. This is for anyone who doesn't know much about a gym, or even if you're just coming into being a personal trainer. This is the biggest problem about personal training. I think you brought up a good point, the mentorship program. What happens is, you do a Cert 3 and 4. Fucking whoop-de-fucking-do. You're so qualified. You don't know jack shit. Man, I don't think I knew anything after Cert 3 and 4. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? You got someone's life in your hands, and you can royally screw them up.
Lifetime injuries.
I've seen it. Herniated disc, I've seen it all. Because they can't coach a deadlift, they can't coach a squat. These are basic motor patterns, right? And what happens is you go to a gym, right? And this gym, it's like a glamour gym. So we're talking about Fitness First, Genesis, Virgin, all the gyms that are owned by big corporations who don't give a shit about you. It's just money in, money out. You're just a number. At the end of the day, you're a number. They don't give a shit. They don't care if you get results. Half the time, we care that you're going to get results. No, you fucking don't. You don't care about shit. All you care about is the money in, money out, and you're a number. You know, that's all it is.
The best way to identify that type of gym is if you've gone to a gym and you've been regular for 3 months and then you stop coming, you haven't been for 2 weeks, and the gym doesn't call you or doesn't contact you to see why you're not coming back, you're at a global gym. Well, that's
a global gym. That's probably a good example. So you're just a big chain gym, lots of people, high overheads, a shitload of treadmills that you don't need, and just wasting money on that. Yeah. So what happens is, right, you're a personal trainer, and you think, you get told by these courses, these training courses, that you're going to make $100,000. Nah, you ain't going to make $100,000. I'm telling you, if you're out there, you ain't going to make $100,000. First year, you ain't going to make $30,000, $40,000. You're barely going to make rent. And what happens is these kids, and I feel sorry for the kids. So, you know, I'm getting older. As I get older, I'm maturing a lot more. I'm getting better at that as well. Yeah. 27 this year, not 30. 27 in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 27. So, I mean, for me, as I'm maturing, I kind of feel sorry for these kids because it's not their fault, because what they get taught is completely wrong.
Yep.
They get sucked in, and they look at it and they go, well, it's easy money, easy money. I'll get in, get out, make a quick buck here. You ain't going to make quick money. And if you're doing it for money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Exactly. You need to put the time in. You need to put the sweat and the tears in just to have the confidence to take a session. Your Cert 3 says that you're a group
Fitness
trainer.
instructor, yeah.
Yeah. How many groups did you do on your actual Cert 3? You took none. Guaranteed. I did it 3 times, and I only took one client my Cert 4 once for like 5 seconds. It was ridiculous. Anyway.
And I think that the whole thing about it is, so I feel sorry for the kids out there. So if you're a young kid out there, I'm trying to give you, a lot of people think I'm negative. I'm not negative. I'm trying to bring a problem that's, I'm trying to bring an Australian-wide problem into, you say commercial, into people's face, in the media. Because at the moment, it's hidden. And people think personal training is such a glamorous career. Strength and conditioning it's not glamorous at all. It's terrible.
It's hard work.
It's hard work, man. It ain't a 9 to 5, man. You got to work, man. You got to work. You got to work. You got to work. You got to work. So
a lot of people that do the Cert 4s, their lifespan in the industry is 12 months. That's because they're not taught that your clients drain your energy. You've got to learn to overcome it. There's ways that you can be taught to do that. You've just got to really want it. It's not hard enough to get the ticket to do it so that we develop any pride in what we're doing. My training through the military, I mean, I remember going home every night and almost crying and just wanting to be kicked off the course so I didn't have to finish.
But it taught you discipline.
It gave me everything I am now. Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, for all those kids out there, don't get disheartened. I'm just trying to give you an example of what's going to happen and what reality is in this situation. Let's get, everything comes back to reality. It took me 8 years to get to this point in my life where I can safely say that I believe that my company is one of the best. I would say
it is.
I'd hope it's the best in Australia, and I hope in the next 5 years we elicit so much change that we've got 10 Woodford SSCs and there's 20 other companies doing what we do. That's the first thing. So what will happen is the gym will bring you in for an interview. Now, this interview, you need to remember, the guy who does the interview, he's paid commission every trainer he gets. Or not paid commission, but he's got a budget that he needs to hit. He don't give a shit about you. Most rent at these big chain gyms is $300 to give or take $300 $400 per week. The amount of stories I've heard from these young kids who have to pay out their contract is disgusting. And this is where I'm trying to change it a little bit. None of my trainers pay rent. They're actually on a wage. And there's a reason why I do this is because think about it this way, right? You want staff retention. You want to develop your staff to give a higher level service. Why would you put them on a rental-based system? I think it's absolutely stupid, number one. Number two, it kind of disheartens them because what happens is you come and do this interview. It's not an interview. They don't give a shit. They just want to know, can you pay the $300, $400 a week? If you can, you're good enough to be a trainer here. No level standard. It's absolute crap, and I see it all the fucking time with these kids who come in, no idea what they're doing, and they fuck the whole industry up for everyone else. It's not always them, because it's the course providers, once again we go back to that, but they care about your money. Yeah. So stop thinking they're going to get you people, because they're not. I've seen it all the time and time again. So there's no level standard. They're going to tell you they're going to get you 50 clients in 3 months. They ain't going to do that. They're going to tell you you're going to make $100,000 a year. That ain't going to happen. Unless you literally bust your ass. I mean, I've got 10 guys working for me. Okay, it's a little bit different for me where I've got a business that is doing quite well and I've got guys under me. I've got 10 guys under me. This person, there's one person. How much money can you make off one person? You're just going to run yourself dry. Yeah. So, my thing is these young kids is understand that they ain't going to help you. At the end of the day, it's up to you what you want. You can come as a suboptimal trainer. What do you offer different to anyone else? You've gone to a gym, right? You've just been hired, right? Well and good, you're hired.
What you want to find is a facility that is going to encourage you to grow.
Well, and that, let me just finish this point. But yeah, I agree with that. That's a very good point. But what I was just saying was, you're going to go in this gym, they're going to say all this stuff, all they care is about you paying rent. But once again, you've lumped yourself with 15, 20 other trainers who literally will cut you at your knees. And this is the problem about the industry is, which people don't understand is, people go around and go, okay, well, he's charging 60, I'm going to charge 50, and I'm going to get this guy to go with him because you're same level service. There's nothing different. You guys are all here. Everyone's here. No one's up here. And that's why the whole problem in the industry is, I look at these trainers, I'm like, what makes you different? And then what will happen is, they'll do this gimmicky bullshit training. Oh, I do kettlebells, I do this crap, or fuck, I do this. Man, do the basics. All you need is a barbell, squat, deadlift, clean, and at least try to teach them how to clean. You can't clean RDL. Basic compound, multi-joint, multi-planar, ground-based movements, training kinetic chain. High muscle recruitment, challenge your nervous system, expend a lot of calories. Holy shit, they're going to get good results. Do it with progression. Bob's your uncle. And I think that's my big thing. My big problem with the industry today is everyone does these crap bullshit. I don't know what it is. Bosu ball. I'm a specialist in core training. Jesus Christ. Just stick to the basics. No one ever wants, just do the basics. And I promise you, people will come to you. It's worked for my company. Obviously, it's a little bit different for me, but if you're training out there, a young kid, just do the basics. When I say the basics, do an explosive movement. Do like a plyometric movement. Do an Olympic lifting movement if you can coach it. Do a speed, high velocity movement where you tap in those high threshold, fast twitch motor units, those fast twitch fibers. Do a double leg strength exercise. Could be a squat or a deadlift. Do an upper body push pull, vertical push pull, horizontal push pull. Do a unilateral single leg work, and then do a core work. There we go. That's all you need. So keep it simple, and I think you'll yield good results.
I think what Christian's saying, don't be afraid to ask questions too, especially through your certs. Try to drill them with as many questions as you can. Listen to these podcasts. Wonder what he's talking about. Go back to your trainer and say, to your instructors and say, what does he mean by this? Get told what it is. It's not your fault you're not being educated, but it is up to you to go and research further so you can become the best. And
I think that's a good point. You've just got to keep wanting to get better. I mean, I've done a degree, I've done honours, I'm doing my masters. I'm going to do a PhD at some stage. I never stop learning. He never stops learning. It's just a constant cycle of learning off different people. The issue that I have is they come out of these courses and they're taught to think they know everything when in reality you don't know anything. So going back to my whole point about rent, kind of gone off the topic here, but I kind of go on tangents. The whole thing about rental-based system is the trainers don't feel wanted. They feel like they're just a number again. They don't get skilled very well. Even if they do get skilled, the guy running it's terrible. It's all about the money. So for gyms out there, my question to you guys is, wouldn't you want to think you give your clients and members a higher level based service, meaning you don't charge them rent. What you do is you develop them, you pay them a wage. And when I talk just an hourly wage, like YMCA does that, I think that's great. I think it's like $30 an hour for fitness instruction or writing program. I think that's great. You upskill them, and it's a higher level service for your members, so they're going to get better results. Wouldn't you think that? But these big chain gyms don't care. No. They're owned by corporations. They look at it as a money point of view. And the funny thing is, I'm coming after all you. I'm coming after you, all Fitness First, Genesis, Virgin. I'm going to finish you all because I'm sick to death of you doing it to these young kids and doing it to the general population. I'm sick to death of it. And I don't care if I go down, I'm going to go down swinging. Either way, he knows that. My staff know it. We're going to go down swinging. Yeah. Either way, we are going to go down. And if they want to have a crack, that's fine. But they know they're in the wrong, and I've called you out. That's what it is.
The thing about the fitness industry is all marketing.
It's marketing.
You can put anything on TV. Yeah. However, your best marketing tool is word of mouth. Yeah. You getting results for your clients and then coming back and not being injured and being able to train for an extended period of time. Not just the 6 to 8 weeks that most gyms rely on you to come and they've signed you up for a 12-month contract. Yeah. You want your clients coming back and forth.
Well, isn't it having consistency, continuity, being able to keep coming back?
It's a lifestyle. You've got to teach your clients that training is not just 3 weeks and you're going to be fixed and that's all you have to do for the rest of your life. It is a lifestyle you pick up. Hopefully you get involved in community events that are run and your training complements that. So make sure that you learn your clients' goals. I don't think we're even taught that in the cert for. You've got to know your client. You've got to.
You got to know your client. And this goes for anyone, general pop or athletic development training. Know your members, know your clients inside and out. At my company, I expect my staff to know their name, what their job is, pretty much one point about them. And you know what that gives them? Every injury. Well, that comes back to training status, chronological age, somatotype, previous injury history. You should know all this because that for me, that gives a high level of service, number one, but it shows you actually give a flying fuck. Most of these guys don't even care, man. It's just like, oh, well, you're a number to me. I don't really care if you don't get results. Like, fuck. I'm sick to death of it, mate. Like, I'm sick to death of it. And it's like, it's so frustrating because I see what we do, and it's like people come to us and like, they can't believe our level. And it's just like, our level is, I think everyone needs to be at that level, but the problem is the industry is so low, and you've seen it. Yep. I've seen it. It's worse because you've done more general pop than me. It's just incredible.
We can lift it though. Our goal is to lift it, and anyone out there that wants to come along and learn how to lift it with us, you know, there's a system in place for that to happen. It's up to you though. For the clients out there, if you're training and you look at your trainer and he's texting on his phone, or he's yawning, or he or she is yawning, or you can tell they're bored with you. What are they giving you? You know, for what you're paying them. What are they giving you for your service? Are you getting the results you want?
I mean, and that's a big thing which Jay just said, is just we are going to change it. We only change it with people power. And what's happening is we're starting to evoke a bit of change here. All I'm asking is keep getting on board, keep sharing my blogs, keep sharing what I write. Let's keep pushing this forward, guys, because we are evoking massive change. And it's doing real good. I can't thank you guys enough for what you guys are doing for my business. In 3-4 weeks, we're opening my first performance gym. It's going to be one of the biggest opening nights ever. This gym will be the best gym in Australia, hands down. And just the atmosphere and the way we're going to run it, and I'm just so privileged to be able to do what I do every day. So a big thank you to all the fans, all the supporters, all the athletes, all my staff out there.
The best thing about Christian's model is it suits everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you're a top athlete, whether you're a mum coming back from having a couple of kids and you need to, you're trying to rebuild your strength, just to get your identity back or whatever, get back into your 5K fun runs that you love doing.
Well, if you think about it, there's only that much of a difference between athletic development, athletic training, and just general population.
Exactly, yeah.
You train like an athlete, you're going to look and feel better anyway.
Yeah.
So why still do this bodybuilding, split part approach, train to failure? Why do we still do it?
You're stuck in the 80s if you're
stuck in the 80s.
And they've got nowhere.
Anyway, we're going to hurry up here. We've got 4 minutes. Okay, now, I'm going to quickly go on. This subject is just... It's going to annoy me, and I have to bring it up at one stage, but here we go. The biggest loser. If there's one thing that fucked this industry, it's that stupid fucking show. Michelle Bridges, pull your head out of your ass. I tell you what, Michelle Bridges, you make like $50 million a year, and you're supporting this course. I'm not going to say its name. It is the worst training organisation to go to. It is terrible. I don't think they teach anyone anything. And this woman supports it, and she's sitting up there and saying, oh, if you want to be like me and train like this and train athletes, do this course in 8 weeks and we'll fast track you. Everything's fast track. Quick.
What do you learn by fast tracking?
Oh, but I don't know. Nothing. So Michelle Bridges, you're an idiot. Pull your head in. You got a problem with me? Please come talk to me. I'll be happy to. But I don't like you at all because the way you spill your crap, number one. Two, the way you train morbidly obese people with no basic motor pattern terribly to failure. I've got to flog them.
For the sake of a TV show.
For the sake of a TV show. And what they're doing is they're not fixing up here. No. Mentally, these guys are cooked. And
the results have shown.
They put on weight. They rebound.
They go back into their depressed state or whatever. They come back to it. Yeah.
So here's my thing about The Biggest Loser. I get asked, what do I think about The Biggest Loser? It's a crock of shit, number one. It is not a realistic representation of what we actually do in terms of strength conditioning, in terms of sports performance, in terms of personal training. Anyone out there who watches it, it is not a realistic representation of anything you do in the industry. It's not glamorous. It's not fun. It's not, hey, let's get up and be on the cameras. It's not good. Don't think that's fun, because it's not. It's not quick money. And since these shows come out, the influx of money that these training organisations are making, it's just a sausage factory. Get you in, get you out. It's got nothing to do with what we actually do as trainers, as coaches. Nothing at all. It couldn't be further from the truth. So I watch it. I literally laugh at half the shit they do. So Shannon Ponton, Michelle Bridges, the commander, whatever the fuck his name is. It's just no good to what we do. It's not helping our cause. So for me to come out and try and make myself go mainstream, trying to make my business go mainstream, it's very hard because the media have got this predisposed view on what we do. But it's the opposite of what we do. We do the opposite of what they do. We train technique first. We train quality, not quantity. We don't train to failure. We teach about proper nutritional habits. Now, these people all quit. It's for a weight loss show. It's just a terrible one. I can't understand how bad the show is. Just terrible show.
The only positive about The Biggest Loser is if you're sitting on the couch watching it, turn it off, go for a walk.
Yeah, well, at least
use
that's it. Yeah,
use it as a trigger to go for a walk, slant jog.
I mean that can motivate you. That's a big thing about obviously motivating you, and that's a big thing which the show has done. So I do agree with you on that. Anyway, guys, that's all for podcast number 3 on the fitness industry and the biggest loser. I want to thank Jade Lindley for joining me today. Hopefully he'll be back in the next few weeks. Other than that, guys, stay up to date with our Facebook posts. Thank you for the continued support. I really appreciate it. Let's keep changing the game and keep changing everything in this fitness industry. Thanks very much.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks, guys.